everyone, welcome back to Katarina's Garage. My name is Katarina Lloyd, and today I'm at the Olds Auction Mart, and I'm going to be checking out some things for sale, because I haven't actually seen the listings for this yet. But first off, we're going to start with like some off-roady vehicles and motorcycles. So let's see what we can find here. So, got, you know, some quads and bikes and whatever, and ooh, actually, I think, yeah, is this an old Honda? What are they, VFR or something like that? Oh, there you go, the Interceptor 500, that's what it is. These were a badass little bike back in their day, and honestly, it's just got those iconic colors that I just really recognize. And this one's actually doesn't look to be in too bad a shape, although you can tell there's been some welding done on the tank here, so that's a little curious. As to why, like, did it get dropped and, you know, damaged? I mean, there's evidence of it being dropped. There's evidence of it potentially being in a crash, because you can see, like, a lot of this is kind of loose and whatever else. You know, you have the, luckily you have everything right there. And, yeah, they have it so close, you can't really get onto this side, but, yeah, no, it's a cool-ass bike, and I mean, I'd be potentially interested in it, but I don't know if it runs or anything like that, but, I doubt it'll go cheap enough, though, for me to buy it. Because that'd be a fun little bike. I mean, it'd be kind of a... It wouldn't be a great starter bike, but it's slower than some of the new bikes, though. But that was a really awesome bike back in its day. Let's see. Anything else really interesting in here? I mean, there's a cool Kawasaki dirt bike, which looks like... Are these all one lot? I think it is. With all this extra, you know, stuff. There's an extra transmission there and whatever else. Some wheels, and then we come across this interesting contraption. Okay, that door looks like it opens, but it's not opening. So we have this weird thing here, and it's just a quad that happens to be built around this big box. What the hell am I looking at here? This is just wild. Honestly, it's kind of neat, though. Like, it's a homebrew job, definitely. They made it look kind of like a Jeep, and it's just... Oh, that is classic. Honestly, no, this is just hilarious. I mean, what even is the quad in here? Ah, it's a Yamaha Big Bear 400. Okay, so it's actually a pretty badass quad. But, that's just too funny. We have a Honda ATC 185 here, which these were actually outlawed due to the fact that, well, they've only got this one single tire, and a lot of people are rolling over in them. So, but because of that, like, because they were just popping wheelies and then they just roll really easy, because it doesn't have that fourth wheel for stability. But yeah, no, this thing is, they're pretty neat. That's a big ass quad. This Can-Am here, holy crap, that thing's got some girth to it. Let's see, we have an old John Deere 340 Cyclone sitting right here. Now, this is an old school sled. This is probably 70s, maybe even early 80s, but I think it's 70s. And, yeah, this thing is absolutely awesome. You know, fun fact, actually, out in Kelowna, if I could get it, I could have it for free. It's in my grandmother's garage. There's a John Deere 440 in there from like 78, I think, 77, somewhere like that. So very similar to this, but you know, just a little higher up than this. But this thing's badass, man. I love it. And that, I mean, that John Deere 440's been sitting for like about 30 years or so it's gonna need a lot. But you know, then there's this, which actually, this is a nice little bike, by the looks of it. Old Yamaha. I'm not sure what size it is, but, you know, this thing's pretty neat. And, like, I like these little bikes, whatever else like that. I mean, this is interesting. Oh, shoot. Okay. There he goes, back in. No big deal. But, yeah, no, this is a neat little bike. Although, ooh, troublesome sign, though. Look at these tires. Dry rot, so it's gonna need a set of tires for sure. And judging by that, it probably needs a bit of work to get this thing up and going again. But you know, then you got, of course, your Goldwing here, It's a cool little cart. I dig it. You know, a little Honda motor with this go-kart. Oh, it's awesome. Oh, you can see the belt has fallen off. Or that actually looks like the wrong size belt, but yeah, overall very cool. And there's another actually Honda ATC, but this one, interesting seat fabric. That's not original at all, not even close. But it's cool. This one's a much more of a, well, you wouldn't be afraid to like ride this thing and crash it sort of state compared to that other one. But anyways, let's go see what else is here. And of course, if you ever need like tires or whatever else like that, auctions are one of the best places you can find, because like you're gonna have some baldish tires, but then you're gonna have like, these are brand new, like genuinely brand new. It's too bad if these were 14, I'd be all over these like a dirty shirt, but they are 17s. Even if there are 15s, I'd be all over those, which, oh, and it's a lot of 2, I think, yeah. It's a lot of 2 of them. So, yeah, 225 50 17s that are winter tires that are studdable too. You know, those would be actually kind of a nice tire. And like, you never know like what you're gonna find in all the wheels and tires and stuff. And because I'll even like tires like, you know, these old quad tires and whatever else, which is funny to see Kenda on here, because Kenda makes bicycle tires too. But yeah, no, let's see what else we can find. And here we go. So we start off with checking out this awesome old Plymouth here. Now this is a Plymouth like old sedan. It's probably like a 38. It's a special deluxe. There you go. Take a look inside. Oh, it is a manual. Okay, just the pedal fell off. Okay. This thing is pretty sweet. It's definitely seen better days in the interior, but you know, and there was some daylight I could see through the floor. Let's see, what's under the hood of this one? Because actually this one's, this might even be like 40s. Oh yeah, good old flathead 6. Yep, not surprising to see that in here. I wonder if it runs and stuff like that, because you never know with these old things, and who knows, that motor might be coming apart. It's hard to say. But this would have just been your basic sort of transportation from Plymouth at the time. Nothing too special, just, you know, get down the road and whatever else. And honestly, I love the shape of it and everything. Like, imagine this thing like kind of lowered to the ground, about, you know, a couple inch chop, like put it down to about there, and just how amazing that would look. Even if you just put it like down on the ground, like you put it on air suspension, this is gonna be cool. You put a you know, nice like I don't think you can put a 5.7 Hemi in it very easily, but like, you know, put like an LS or something like that in there. Upgrade underneath, like put it on an S10 chassis or something like that, or even, you know what? Put a Dodge Dakota with like a 318. That'd be so damn cool for that thing. But yeah, let's see what else we can find in here. Well, then we find this, but first let's go check out this awesome little Toyota pickup truck here, which, holy crap, it's not rusty. It's a taco that is not rusty. What? Okay, it's a little bit here on the cab quarter, but the box, like, is this it's a metal box too. What? No way. There's also a bell housing back here with a gas tank. There's a Chevy wheel, and that's a transmission there for something, I don't know what, but oh my god, this thing is in incredible shape. Like, honestly. And it's a stick, yo, let's go. But this is a worrisome sign right here. That means critters have probably been inside of it, and yep, you can see the mouse turds and everything. This is kind of a dangerous prospect. And also, they hot wired it, so potentially a theft recovery, or they just did that to get it to the auction here. I don't know. It has 366,000 kilometers on it, but looking at the body, you wouldn't see that at all. And now, because judging by that there's some interesting stuff in the back, what's up front here, because like it's got these big tires on it and everything, which look relatively new too. Like, okay, let's see what's under the hood of this puppy. Now, this should be just a 22R underneath the hood here, but let's find out. Yep, and that's what we got. A nice 22R under the hood with nice NGK wires in it and everything. You know, this thing probably runs and drives. I wouldn't be shocked, although it doesn't have a battery in it, but yeah, no, this is pretty cool. And this would probably be a good little truck for somebody, honestly. Like, it's in great shape. It needs a windshield, though. But, yeah, I like these a lot. And it's just a toy. It's not a Toyota. It's just a toy. Then we have this awesome unit. This is an F-250 Super Cab, which is very, very rare. Or, like, crew cab. Very rare. Being this age, because this front end is, like, 77-ish. 76 to, like, 77, which is cool. You know, it's pretty rough though, but it's not overly surprising. You know, nice old school paraphernalia, and there's a little Pinto badge. That's cool. That's off of a, like I said, a Ford Pinto. I dig this little wooden box back here, although it's not. I mean, it's on there, but it's kind of, yeah, that's what I thought. It's kind of just rotted out back here, so this would all need to be rebuilt back here. But damn, this thing is really cool. It's lived one hell of a life, I'll tell you that right now. And let's see. Let's look inside. Oh, it is a manual. Yep, door got caught in the fender there. Manual. Oh, and it is a 4x4, which I'm pretty sure I saw that, but just wasn't paying attention. But yeah, no, this thing is sweet. I dig this a lot. You know, got the trailer brake on it and everything. This thing's a unit. I wonder, it's probably got a big block under the hood, I would assume. Geez, that was a process. Had to kind of lift it up on this side, and hey, look at that, there's some keys here. Which that's an ignition key. That looks like a Ford ignition key. So that's interesting to see there. Let's see. It is a 460 under here, which is awesome to see. And yeah, it's nice to see that it's not a modified, that it is a proper 460. Man, this thing is a unit. Here, of course, been bypassed. It hasn't been looped, but it's just been bypassed entirely. So that's something you might want to address if you buy this one. But yeah, no, this thing, I dig it. Not gonna buy it, but I dig it. It's cool. All right, and here we have a square body Chevy with the 6.2 diesel in it. That's 4x4 as well. So this is a K10 Silverado. That, you know, it's got power, you know, power windows in it, power locks. It's got a headliner and everything like that in it. This thing was a nice truck at one point, but the fact that it's a diesel is interesting. It's got 419,000 kilometers on it, which these 6.2s, they were good motors, but they were a dog. And I mean, listen to how good that closes, actually. I'm kind of surprised. Square bodies always surprise me. And this thing will probably go for like a stupid amount of money too. Even though like it looks like it's been sitting for quite a while, but it is a Silverado. That says 2016 right there. But this is a huge stack of, you know, stickers. There's only about 2 here, or actually maybe 4. And then there's probably about, I don't know, 8 to 10 there. So that's pretty neat. I think the last time this was on the road was probably 2016. But yeah, no, honestly, I like it. And, you know, and under the hood, like, we'll see that 6.2 diesel, which should just be right in the middle here, because good old square body Chevys are easy to open their hoods. And yep, there's that old 6.2. And these things, they didn't produce a lot of power, but they were a stalwart of reliability. And it's nice to see this one not have the big hinges, but rather have these little spring hinges instead. Because with the big hinges, what will happen is that right at this mark right here, and like a lot of these old Chevys have this, where it would actually bend the hood if you were not careful with it. So, but this thing is pretty badass. Let's go find another thing for sale. Now here's something after my own heart. So this is a 1976 Dodge D100 that actually looks to be in pretty good shape. Although I can tell there looks to be not good paint on here. Like you can see all the runs and whatever else in it, because somebody didn't know what they were doing, but yeah, it's all metal though, which is nice. And it's an adventurer sport, which is awesome. So that means it's got like some of that deluxe trim and whatever else. Ah, there's your fuel tank. Nice boat tank sitting there. That's definitely the fuel tank, you can tell, and it's kind of jerry-rigged in, but hey, it works. Oh, and it's a push start? Interesting. Wow, this thing is awesome. And it comes with a black steering wheel, which is nice. Looks like there's a screwdriver down there. AM radio. Huh. Interesting. Let's go see under the hood of this. Now, and it's interesting because these trucks didn't really change much from 1974 all the way up until 1993. They were basically the same for that period of time. Like, yes, they did change some of the body lines. Like this, as an example, this hood was only on the 70s ones, not on the 80s. And here we go. So there's a small block under here. Although that's disconcerting to see a bunch of coolant right here. So likely just a hose or maybe thermostat housing. But mind you, you see how cracked this hose is. It's probably this hose right here that goes from the water pump to the thermostat. So, and here we have, you know, electric fuel pump with the filter and going straight towards the carburetor. And yeah, I mean, looks like this thing would run and drive pretty good overall. Now I don't know if this is a 318 or a 360, but because I don't know how to tell the difference between them, and I know it's a little difficult too, but somebody might tell me in the comments. But these are an awesome truck, and now I love these trucks. They are super cool, great styling, but they kind of ride like a brickboard going down the road, but similar to like square body Chevys do the same thing. Where the Fords, with their twin I-beam front suspension and everything, they were a lot more for comfort that way. And so if you're actually going to take a road trip, you know, take a Ford rather than this. And so they took out the ignition cylinder and they just put a push start down, you know, there. So there's your power on, and then your push start's over there. Interesting, interesting. Let's see. And there is a little box back here that is empty. So there you go. I dig it. I really like this thing. Now it's gonna go for more than I could afford, to be honest. But man, I would love this truck. God damn it! Just there we go. You got to slam the door a little bit, but overall, a sweet ass old Dodge pickup. Now we have this sweet old Cadillac Fleetwood Coupe here, which is just, oh, this thing is amazing. And this has the 684 injection on it. So this was GM's first attempt at cylinder deactivation all the way back in 1981. Which is just, it's really awesome. This one happens to have, you know, an injector seems to be sticking open. So basically, this going down the road could run on 4, 6, or 8 cylinders. Nah, it's locked. Damn. But these are just a lap of luxury. Now it's sad about the roof here, but it could be a lot worse. So it's got this epic patina though. Like, I'm a big fan of this thing. Now, do I want it? God, no. That injection system is not exactly the best. They weren't really reliable. Oh, this door's open though. Yeah, there we go. Whew, these doors are massive. Weigh a bunch. But yeah, these would have all the luxuries in it, you know, leather seats, full power. It reeks of fuel in here though. You can see, you know, the awesome old school stereo that would actually scan for radio stations, which is pretty cool. Man, this thing is just incredible. I dig this a lot. Now, this would be an interesting one to, honestly, if somebody wanted to revive it, because definitely, you know, it's a little 6-liter Cadillac engine, and you know, you see the nice HEI distributor up front, and that's one thing. Cadillac motors had the distributors up front, where Chevy motors had them in the back. So it's kind of nice to actually get towards them. And these valve covers are special to these 468 motors, because you see in here would actually have your electronics to actually shut down the cylinders, so that they would actually, like I said, run on down to 4 cylinders. But man, this thing's just incredible. Ooh, okay. That hood, I'm gonna have to be careful putting this down. Ooh, case in point. So you saw how those hinges were. That is the problem you run across with GM hinges like that, where if you're not careful, you can bend the hood. So I just have to be very gentle putting it back down. So those don't need to be greased up or just replaced altogether. And here we have another square body, but this happens to be a GMC High Sierra. So this is like the Silverado package in the Chevys, but you know, except for this is GMC, right? So this should have, oh, it's actually got wide up windows, surprisingly. So I'm pretty sure, I thought the High Sierra was the top one, but maybe it wasn't, because it should have power windows and potentially power locks. But this thing's actually not in terrible shape. The box is not too bad. It's got a new exhaust put on it, or at least from right here, and it goes over the axle. Yeah, no, that looks new, which is nice to see. Maybe this isn't like the top one. Maybe this is like a mid-trim one or something like that. But yeah, the square body, you know, with the Chevy and with the GMC was made from 1973 right up until 1987. Although in the 3/4 ton and the Suburbans, as well as the full-size K5 Blazer, went all the way until 1993 or 94. So overall, this thing's actually pretty clean. It's a nice truck. Very nice truck. If we continue on here, we see this awesome old, you know, bullnose here that's just gorgeous. This thing is a beauty. And it's in phenomenal shape. You know, being a Stepside and everything, oh man. I'd love to own this thing. But, you know, the only thing I would change out, though, is these Euro lights. Not really a fan of those myself, but and then I'd put a proper roll pan back here instead of having this little interesting little bumper setup. But you know, very, very cool. And let's see, is it unlocked? No, it looks locked. Oh, it is unlocked. Let's go. It's an automatic. That's okay. 4x4. And yeah, no, it's got this old school Grand racing wheel. Like, this thing is not exactly new by any stretch. You know, it's got the aftermarket stereo deck in it and everything. No headliner. But the seat, other than a little bit of tearing right here and a little bit there, it's in really good shape overall. A little cigarette burn right there. But this is an awesome, awesome, awesome truck. Okay, let's see. Service says, what do we got under the hood? If I can find the latch. Ooh, there we go. It took a little bit to figure out how to open that hood, but then it's just like a push down and hey, a nice, you know, metal starter solenoid. Man, that'd be nice to have. Honestly, a nice little chrome one. It looks pretty neat. But then we see here, Cobra powered by Ford. You got some headers on here. You've got, it just looks like a factory manifold with a Holley 4-barrel on it. You know, this is a pretty neat setup, honestly. I like it. I like it. You know, I love the valve covers and everything. I don't know what motor this actually is. Let's see. Well, let's say right here. It should. Oh, there we go. 351. There you go. So this should be, I believe, a 351 Windsor in here, which is just freaking awesome with the long tube headers on it and everything. Oh yeah, this thing's a beast. And it's got a relatively new air filter, so that's nice to see. And yeah, this one will go for a lot more than I can afford, but it would be a nice one to acquire. But I don't have the money for that. Ooh, here we go. I found a Suzuki Samurai here. These are so cool, and you don't see too many of them anymore. Because this one's old. Although this motor looks like it may have been rebuilt or potentially just, you know, sprayed with a rattle can here. At least on the valve cover in there. It's missing the exhaust manifold. It's got a Fram filter, which, I don't like those, but this thing is awesome. These are just a sweet little unit, and I mean, interestingly, like the Suzuki Samurai, what was based off of it was quite a lot. These started all the way back in, I want to say it was like 75 or so. And then the Suzuki Samurai went into the 90s. And then over in Japan, they make a little one of these called the Suzuki Jimny, which oddly enough is probably about the same size as this. We don't get them over here though, which sucks because I bet they sell like hotcakes if they brought them over, and I'd want one. But yeah, no, this thing's awesome. Oh, that looks like it's the motor in the back. Yep, that's the motor in the back. Ah, bugger. But you know what's awesome though about this hood is that you can just like an old school Jeep. If there was a hood here, you'd be able to rest it, or on the windshield, sorry, you'd be able to rest on the top of the windshield like that. But yeah, just look how much access you got. Because they base these similarly to the Willys Jeeps of, you know, like the military Jeeps, right? Of the 40s. But yeah, no, this is just incredible. You know, like they had a very similar design philosophy with these, just reliable, anybody can work on it, and yeah, honestly, love it. All right, got another square body Chevy. This one happens to be 70s because it has got the round lights up front. But this one is a 1-ton dually, which, oh, wait a minute. Is this a dump bed? Yeah, it is too. This would be a dump bed. All right. And it looks like all brand new too. Wow. Yeah. So this, if you could make this into like, you know, potentially put a deck on here and make it so you can drive vehicles up onto here, whatever else, it'd be kind of small. Like that Suzuki, you know, Samurai over there would fit perfectly on a deck like this, but this is a nice truck. Now, admittedly, it's got like some rusty front fenders and whatever else. It is a stick shift, which that's nice because especially for like hauling and stuff like that, the manual would be so much better than the automatic. But now the big question is, do you just open this hood yourself? I think you do. Yep, this is one you don't have to pop from the inside. So I figured it was. That almost looks like maybe a big block, but I'm probably wrong on that. I can't see what it says on the sticker there, but somebody can tell me. Yeah, no, this thing is a unit, and man, this thing should go for some big bucks, and it's actually local too. Sold at Brassard Chevrolet Oldsmobile in Didsbury originally. That's cool. I do miss when they used to have like badges like that to put on, you know, the vehicles from when they sold, because it tells a better story, honestly. Rather than just like now they put stickers that are kind of not as cool as what the old badges were, but you know, gone are the times of that. Now let's see. Oh, there you go. Got a second gen Ram. Ah, it's a Cummins. Okay. So this has got, depending on what year this is, if it's early, it's a 12 valve, but it might be a 24 valve too. Common rail. But, you know, well actually, I don't think it'd be common rail. I think the common rail didn't come out till the 3rd gen Ram, I think. Now, these Rams were made from 1994 all the way up until 2003. Or 2002. Yeah, 2002. And they were an amazing truck. And now what's interesting is that these trucks were so popular that Ford actually copied Dodge's styling with these trucks. Because Ford ended up making one, a similar look to it, because like Ford kind of copied some of the semi-truck sort of styling with these trucks, and then the Dakota also got similar styling to this too. But yeah, this thing's very clean. It's a nice truck, and this will go for some big bucks, I can guarantee you that. Got another first gen Ram here. This one's 80s, where the other one actually wasn't a proper Ram, it was just a D100. But this one, this is 90s by the looks of it, or late 80s at the very least. Ram 150, a little bit of rust on it. Ooh, it's a 4-speed manual. Okay, so it's not as early as I think it is, or as late as I think it is, being a 4-speed, because these would have had, I believe, 5 speeds in like 88 or 89. I think I could be wrong on that, but yeah, honestly, this thing's cool. And this was sold at Innisfail Chrysler. So again, another local truck. Relatively local anyways. Yeah, no, this rod is pretty bad here. And oh, the rod on this door is bad. Very, very bad. But man, this is probably a good little truck though, honestly. I like it. And this would be something that I'd be interested in buying myself. Because like I said, I love these trucks. My dad had an 81 D150 with a slant 6 and a 727. Man, that thing was just awesome. But yeah, these trucks, pretty cool. All right. So I eyed this one from the road the other day when I was driving by in the cab, and man, this is a cool old international pickup. And by the looks of it, it's already on a different chassis, I would believe. Oh, the interior's painted all nice. Nice and orange. It's got this awesome steering wheel on it. Some custom gauges. I wonder what this thing is on. Because yeah, and then your gear shifter, you know, is right there. Well, that's cool. Nice chrome rod. These seats look like they're out of a Dakota. So my guess, is this thing on a Dakota chassis? Let's take a look to see if we see a nice, you know, little 318 or something like that under the hood. It might actually be, that might be a Chevy motor. Let's see, is it an HEI? No, it's not. This is, I think, a Dodge, and I think it is on a Dakota chassis. You know, it's got headers that are, you know, wrapped, and it's got the nice, these are always nice to see to protect the spark plug wires, and I do need a set of these for my car, honestly, because mine keep getting loose, and then these are just so nice where you can just tighten it really quick. You don't have to bust out any tools, and yeah, on my little inline 6, but man, this thing is incredible. And it's got a Be Cool radiator in it. You know, probably custom made to fit this old International here. And this International is probably, I don't know, 40s, I think. Oh, man, this is awesome. And you can tell, like, it's been widened by the looks of it. Like, I don't think that that's original width there, to be honest. But man, headliner in it and everything, painted all nice and orange, and I can't even imagine how much time went into this. You know, battery box back here, because the battery's obviously not going to fit under the hood, and the battery's probably underneath the floor actually. And you got a gas filler right there. This thing is absolutely incredible. I'm a big fan. A little bit of an old repair right here. This looks like it wasn't actually welded, but rather was leaded by the looks of it, which is a very old school repair. You don't see that very often anymore. It's kind of a lost art, and you can see more of it here. It's potentially arc welded, but that might actually be that way. And let's see, has this been widened? I don't know, it just seems wider than I think, but maybe not. Like, these fenders seem wider too, but I don't think that they actually are. They just kind of look it, right? But being lower to the ground, though, definitely helps with that kind of wider look too. So this thing is amazing. Even this front bumper, check that out. Old, you know, just bent up and bolted right in. That is incredible. Here we go, about a 66-ish Ford pickup. Oh, there you go, it says 65 on it. It's got a straight 6 in it, so it's probably a 240 cubic inch motor. Potentially a 300, but it's probably a 240. This is a cool old service truck. Like, you just don't see them quite like this anymore. a lot of people ripped off these old service beds and, you know, converted them to flat decks and whatever else. But, oh, it's got some more modern seats in it. I don't know what they're from, but I kind of recognize them though. You've got the manual transmission, and you've got this awesome center console here, which is cool. And now it's hinged. It's not bolted down at all, but no, yeah, you got lots of room in there. The only thing that I would do to it, bolt it down and then put a couple of cup holders in there. That'd be killer. And you know, there's some keys here. Man, this thing is a beaut. I dig it. It's not in bad shape, actually, at all. You know, not bad at all. You know, with a twin I-beam, like, and they were talking about that back in the 60s, because that was like their big thing. Because like I said, these trucks are a lot more comfortable than what you would actually think with them. Because I want to see that old straight six in here. Wah, you can see the problem here. That's not moving enough for it to actually open the hood here. Damn, because I can't. I just won't go. But damn, this thing is in pretty good shape though overall. And if I had the money, this would be an interesting prospect as well. You know, I usually skip these at the auction. I don't know why, because I actually do like these. This is an old Jeep YJ from the 80s. Well, normally I skip these because you typically see the newer ones, not the older ones like this. Yeah, this is 80s. And got a nice 5-speed manual in there. Depending on what year it is. I don't even know. Did Jeep use like a T5 or a T45, something like that? Looks like it was last registered in 2016 there. It's not too bad. Front fenders are rusty, and you know. But what's nice is that if you have the clamps off like that, you can should just be able to open this hood here. Hang on. And just like the Suzuki over there, is the hood can open just like that, which is awesome, honestly. I like that. You know, the jack is right here. And this is yet a little 4-banger, a little 2.5. You know, doesn't produce a lot of power at all, not even in the slightest, but it'll get you to where you're going. And these things would just go forever, honestly, and they were incredible off-roaders. These little motors weren't exactly the best, but in these little Jeeps, they were okay. However, very cool to see it. I'd love to own one of these someday. And a couple more second-gen Cummins Rams there. Sorry, I'm just getting a little tired here, so I'm gonna go through pretty quick. You know, Toyota Echo. Oh, it's actually 2-door. That's interesting. Good vehicles. It's based off the Toyota Yaris, actually. So, and I think the Echo was Canadian only, if I remember correctly, but could be wrong. Ford Freestar, Chrysler Town and Country, and a nice little V6 first gen Dodge Dakota. Now this is the facelifted Dakota, so this is like a 91 or so, maybe 1990. Oh, that's locked. Okay, the other side's unlocked though, but it's an automatic 4x4. It's not too much to see on the inside. Like, and under the hood would be a 3.9 V6, which is based off a 318. And this is not the Magnum blocks. This would be the LA block, I think, still too, depending on what year this is. But honestly, this interior is in phenomenal shape. Wow. Just the outside's a little rusty, so they took care of the inside, but certainly not the outside. But yeah, this would be awesome, especially if it had the 5-speed manual in it, which would be an NV3500, be just like a bulletproof combo, you know. But with this automatic, they're not as good. Which one is that? The 4R70W or something like that? I can't remember, but yeah. And I think this will be the final one that I film here, unless I find some bikes on the way out to get some videos of. Now this Jeep is kind of awesome with the lift kit it's got, you know, Grand Cherokee Laredo, and this is probably like a 318 in it, so that thing would actually be a very dependable, awesome Jeep. Then we have this awesome Power Ram, again, Power Ram 4x4. This is late 80s with this crosshair grill like this, I believe. You know, and it's got some rust in it, whatever else, and it's got some awesome tires on it. Oh, it's locked. Boo! Okay, why is it always the passenger side unlocked, but this side locked? Okay, it's a 4-speed, so this is actually like late 80s, I think. Not early 90s, but late 80s. So, cool ass truck though. I love these trucks a lot. Ah, shoot. Well, yeah, that'll about wrap up this video. So I appreciate everybody coming out and watching this. Stay tuned for my next video, and yeah, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.